Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Palmerston Indoor Sports Centre here in the top end for the final match of semi-final day here at the 2023 Australian Masters Indoor Cricket Championships. I'm Cameron Walter alongside Wayne Fontana for the 35 men's prelim final between New South Wales and North Queensland. Wayne, good evening to you.
Hi Cam, how are you?
I'm very well, mate, and you'll be watching this game with interest. Of course, the coach of the Australian 35 side. Looking at who will be named in that side a little later on. But speaking of the sides, we'll go through them first. Starting with New South Wales, starting with North Queensland, the captain is Kyle Dearness. He's joined by Chris Fisher, Russell Council, Matt McDade, Jason Surf, Nicholas Steger, Luke Chechi, and Mark Ellis. And the New South Wales side, captained today by Daniel Taylor. He's joined by Phil Burke, Mark Drage, Greg Hunt, Ian Jander. Mark Drage not playing. Greg Hunt, Ian Jander, Jared Lewis, Christian Messier, Simon Norville, and Bilal Qureshi. And the coach, Mitch Hines, not taking the court. Coach. That's
an interesting selection. Mitch has had a great week with the bat and on the leg side. I think he's backing his troops and going to fill the coaching role today, mate.
Yep, can't fault that. And we'll take a look at the two head-to-heads. These two sides have played each other twice. The first game, North Queensland batted first, posted 86. New South Wales accounted for that, easily in the end, 103. And then the roles are reversed in the second match. New South Wales batted first, posting 107, and North Queensland in response 91. But to be fair, right in that game, they had a run out off the last ball of the penultimate over of the match. So really two tight contests there. And sudden death indoor cricket, yes, fair enough. You say that New South Wales going into this game as favourites, but you were saying before we went on air, Wayne, that North Queensland are coming good.
Yeah, look, North Queensland, as the carnival's progressed, they've got better and better. And in the two games that New South Wales beat North Queensland, in both those games, the standout players from New South Wales won the big moments. So for North Queensland, if they can win the big moments and continue to play the way they've been playing, I think we're in for a good game.
Absolutely. Of course, on the line is a spot in tomorrow's 35 men's grand final against Queensland. And you can probably see on your screen there, North Queensland will be batting first. I don't quite know where New South Wales are. The game is certainly due to start. Here they come.
We've got Mark Ellis opening up with Nicholas Steger, and both these guys have just started to bat. I watched them bat against Victoria in the last game, and they batted really well. Won an important skin that was needed to get them into this game. So it'll be interesting to see. Hopefully they get the boys off to a good start.
And how important is that? You're batting first in a sudden death prelim final, an opportunity to make the grand final on the line. So crucial you get off to a good start.
Oh, mate, it's all about momentum. 6 ball overs. Momentum's never any more important in indoor cricket than in a 6 ball over game. And in a sudden death game, if you can take the advantage right from the word go, you set the whole game up.
So Ellis and Steger with a job to do, as you said. It looks as if Qureshi. No, it'll be Burke.
Yeah, Burke's been opening the bowling for him. Yeah, left armour, swings them in, swings them away. He's been bowling good areas. He's had a very, very good week for New South Wales.
So, folks, thanks for your company for the final match of semi-final day, live from the Palmerston Indoor Sports Centre here in the Northern Territory. I'm Cameron Walter alongside Wayne Fontana for the 35 men's preliminary final between New South Wales and North Queensland. Sudden death indoor cricket, the final match of the day. Settle in, folks. Should be another cracker. Just about ready here. The umpire is Shane Rook, and here's Burke to get us underway.
Great start.
It's off the back net. It'll be a single to open the account for North Queensland.
That's good cricket there. Bowled in a really good area, and good running between the two batters to, there wasn't a run there, so it's smart indoor cricket.
Burke continues. Finds the net for 2. Still a bit of interest here in the centre for late in the day. People sticking around to watch the 7th game of the day.
Yeah, and the humidity really kicks in, mate, this time of night. So it's a lot tougher for the players the later games. You'd think it'd be the other way around, but once the humidity kicks in, it gets very tough.
Chance at the top. The throw is wide. Through for single.
And you see Berkey's getting nice shape. He just hasn't hit the spot yet. Both batters not hitting the nets, but getting enough on the ball to get him through.
Oh, that's a wonderful shot. The old down up 5. How about that from Ellis?
That's a great shot, mate.
One to come now in the first over.
Last ball's crucial.
Finishes with the leg side. That's a great start for North Queensland. And we were looking at those previous encounters between the two sides. Both times New South Wales have posted 100 plus. So clearly NQ would be pleased to get to the 3 figures, Wayne.
I think 85 to 90 would be par, the way the games have been going. Like the games, as the week's been going on, the scores have been coming down.
Right.
Okay.
Fatigue,
yeah, without doubt. So the guys aren't running between the wickets anywhere near as fast. So you're seeing a lot more run-outs. So calling is absolutely paramount because the run-outs are the biggest wickets. So Messier, he bowls little left-arm swingers and cutters away.
and here he is, bowling to Ellis. Oh, sent back. There's some caution there.
Yeah, and you can understand that because the guys aren't as quick between the wickets as they were at the beginning of the carnival. So it's just crucial. Like, your calling's paramount. If you don't lose wickets and you time your calling correctly, you keep momentum towards your team. Great shot.
Again, full face of the bat. Beautiful placement. We're down up 2.
Well played.
Yeah.
Good cricket.
Look, cricket's a game of patience sometimes.
It really is. North Queensland got momentum at the moment. The last thing they want to do is have a mix-up and get New South Wales back in the game. They control this little 4-over partnership at the moment.
Oh, Ellis is having some sort of a time here in this sudden death final. Grabs another 3, and all of a sudden, NQ are on 18, with 2 balls remaining in the second over.
So this is where the batter's just got to be patient. If there's not a run there, don't take it.
Just like that.
Yeah. Dot ball's not your enemy, it's your friend. It allows you, to make certain the other side doesn't get back into the game. Now, here's really important. Try and get off strike so there's not a third ball, first ball.
Well, there will be. Yep. Well bowled there to finish that over from Messier. Still, though, 18 runs on the board for NQ. Looking good early in this opening partnership. They'll have to start the third over on third ball. It means if there are 2 dots within a partnership, the next delivery must see the score change. It's got to be runs, extras, or a wicket.
Yeah, and they're going to be bowled. It's going to be bowled by Greg Hunt. Now he's another guy's had a good week. Tall right arm bowler, little outswingers and little off cutters.
There's an opportunity here for Hunt. Messier doing the work. The end of the last over, putting him on third ball for the start of this. Ellis, however, is batting the house down. Here we go. Oh, that should be out, and it is. Right in at the hip, off the legs of Ellis. And Taylor it is, the skipper made no mistake. The first wicket falls. And that just shows how you can cash in on third ball, Wayne.
And that's why that last ball of the second over was so important to get off the strike.
Yep.
Because you've got a completely different bowler that you haven't seen bowling to you, and it gives the fielding side the advantage, and they took advantage of it.
Good fielding there from Messier. What I liked about that, I've been a little critical throughout the day of fielders in that position jumping.
Yep.
He didn't jump. He moved in at the ball, so he still had balance the whole time.
He's got a good size there, so that he's in the batsman's eyesight.
Yep. Oh, and into hands. It's out again. 2 wickets in the over. Steeken not happy with the decision, but it's a direct hit.
Yeah, I think in that situation he probably needs to go a little bit harder and maybe put in the dive. I know it's over 35s, and I know it's at the end of the week and you've got a lot of soreness, but if he goes for a dive there, he's in.
Yeah, no question. And they pounce. And I said direct hit, but it was gathered and taken down to the stumps there. Oh, that'll be a no ball over the waist. Hunt immediately apologising.
Now, we're just going back to that. Now, momentum, New South Wales have got, you can just see in the field, a couple of wickets. Bang. Momentum's coming back to them. The two boys here need to really sort of dig in and try and arrest momentum back and get the partnership, because you want to come out with 25. You really do. This is a great over. Greg Hunt's just taken the pace off the ball. And on these wickets, the ball stops. So when the ball's pitched up and coming through, you can hit it through the line. But if you bowl your cutters and you get them the right length, the ball just stops on you.
Oh, another chance, another direct hit, and 3 wickets in the over. What a turnaround that is. They were cruising North Queensland. 18 runs on the board after 2, and now they've got 6 on the board after 3. What an over that was from Greg Hunt. 3 for -12, Wayne.
Well, it's changed the game. You know, New South Wales are awake now. They're into it. You know, this over now is paramount for North Queensland. One, don't want to lose a wicket, because you want to make certain that you haven't got the field inside up and about again for the next pair. And 2, if you can get 8 or 10 off this over and come out with 15, you can accept that, because then your second pair can go from there. But from the start that they had, it's disappointing they're in this position.
Well, important to see them fight back here, NQ. Under the gun now. It's going to be Jander to bowl.
And all 3 have been run-outs.
Here's Jander. Oh, that should be a little bit of a juggle.
Bowl's in-swing is from a very good height. He bowled a couple of really good overs against the Victorians yesterday in a situation where they're playing for skins. I remember standing by and watching him, and he bowled a brilliant over where the batting pair were on 25 chasing 34 and took 2 wickets in the over to turn the skin.
It's a no ball.
Yeah, Messiah's jumped in.
Yeah, into the exclusion zone there.
Yeah, and you can see there he's just jumped in a little bit early. Which in the last over where the balls are re-bowled, that's not ideal.
No. And look, it doesn't exactly offer you that much advantage either, so yeah, a little bit unforgivable, but taking a couple of wickets and get away with it.
And he's very lucky he didn't get called again then. He went right to the line and had his hands forward over the exclusion zone, because the exclusion zone goes straight up. So, he's very lucky Rookie didn't sort of call him again.
3 balls remain.
Great shot. Great shot. 2 balls to go here. If they can hit the net 2 more times, come out with 19 or 20, that would be a really good result, considering that over from Hunt.
Did the ump put those runs on? I thought that was the...
No, I think the score's right.
There's still 3 deliveries left. I thought there were 2 left after. Anyway, now there are 2 left.
An extra ball being bowled for the exclusion, no ball.
Oh, of course. So 2 to come. Right into the legs.
He's really struggled there in the legs, Steger.
Yeah, they've targeted that area quite well, New South Wales. It'll be 3rd ball to finish the partnership. Crucial for NQ that they don't give up another wicket here. But New South Wales certainly have the ascendancy.
He's just got to keep his head still and watch the ball here. Oh, great fielding.
And a big dive there from Ellis to make sure of it. They get through for the single. But what a turnaround that was. They were 18 after 2 and now they're 16 after 4. A great little purple patch there for New South Wales to close out that first partnership as Surf and McDade head to the crease for North Queensland. You can see New South Wales are up and about in the field, Wayne.
Yeah, they are. And look, like we said before the game, the biggest dismissal in indoor cricket is the run out. And it's just, you got to remember, dot balls are your friends, they're not your enemy. If it means you get to a third ball, back yourself. At the end of the day, if you're not losing wickets, the other side can't get momentum. I think a lot of people fall into the trap that the third ball's your enemy. It's not. It allows you to play off a good bowler, and then, third ball's a risk to them too, because generally they'll try something different, and there's a wider leg side. How many times do you see that happen?
Yeah.
But that first run out, if he had have dived, it wouldn't have been given out, and then it could have been a different story.
Totally different game. Burke it is to bowl his second over, the fifth over, the first over to this partnership, and we're back in action. Beaten
That's a great
outside
save.
off. A lot of foot movement there. The dot ball to start. Responds well. It's
Good
through for a
areas.
single.
So he's bowled 2 in. I reckon this one's going to be the other way. That's good areas by Berkey.
And he called it.
I've been watching him all week.
Through for a single again. 2 balls remain now in the first over of this partnership.
McDade's had a pretty good week with that as well. He's in some of the games I've watched him. He's called well, batted well, and he's driven the bad ball pretty well through up to the back net as well.
Driven straight to the receiver. It'll be a dot. Struggling to get Burke away, these two.
He's bowling much better areas his second over here.
Chance at the top, the flick, it's a direct hit.
That's fantastic.
It's a great piece of fielding there on the 3 line. And what an over, what a start for this pair. -3. And, the great fielding continues for New South Wales.
Tell you what, Greg Hunt's having a great start to the game. That first over, he's turned the game, and then he's done a bit of fielding like that. And all carnival, Greg Hunt's been taking the back stumps.
So what do you think is behind the change?
I'm not sure. Might just be the fact that with Mitch Hines not playing and Garesh playing, he might be a back stumper. And whereas Hines, he's got a bit of flexibility.
Sure.
I'd suggest that's probably it.
So a great start again for New South Wales. Wayne was talking before the game. You're the Australian 35s coach. The Trans-Tasman series coming up. You must be looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's always a good challenge to play New Zealand in the 35s. They always put together a very, very strong and competitive team.
He's normal. Driven.
That's a great shot.
Yeah, finds the back court for 4. And, of course, you've got to select that side out of this tournament.
Yes.
Finding that to be a tough ask.
Yeah, it is. It is this year. There's no West Australian team playing in the 35s, and it was disappointing because the last 2 years WA and Queensland have played off in the 2 finals. There's some very good players from that pool as well. But the pool we've got to choose from, there's been some really good cricket, and as you can see in this game, there's some very good cricketers playing. So they'll get an opportunity. And New Zealand play a little bit of a different brand than us. They bowl full and straight at the stumps. So you need to be able to drive that ball as well as play the down-ups.
A chance. The flick this time is wide. Get through for 2 runs. Score back to 20.
Great shot. That is a great shot.
We'll need a few more of those, NQ. Try and press the case. I pointed out earlier, 100-ish is what New South Wales have scored both times, but you've been saying the scores have been going down, so 80 odds defendable.
Ideally, they want 85-90, but yeah, I still think if you've got 20 a pair in Masters at this stage of the tournament, because like I said, they really do slow down between the wickets. And as you can see in this game, it hasn't been catches or bowls. They've all been run-outs that are being executed. So just your calling just becomes paramount.
Yeah, absolutely right. It's been a long week. You see Ian Jander coming to the back to bowl his second over.
And this is where the good sides do it really well. Like Queensland have done it well. They've rotated their players throughout the whole tournament. And so they're probably the fittest team at the end of this week in the 35s division.
Certainly helps them not having to play the semi-finals. So straight through to the final tomorrow, having finished first. Here's Jander.
Big in-swingers. Well bowled.
Out of the reach of Hunt this time.
So his height comes in really nice here.
Great shot.
Good cricket.
Yeah. 2 runs to McDade.
Like I say, North Queensland done a really good job. They lost a player to COVID before the tournament started. Had another player get injured in the first game. So a lot of their players have had to play nearly every game.
Yeah, it's a big ask.
And they have got better as the tournament's gone on.
Well, I suppose that's the trade-off. You know, if everyone's getting court time just about every game, then they can bank that. 3 balls left in the 7th. Driven
Shot.
to the back net
Great
for
shot.
5. And he runs for NQ. Still 2 to come in the over.
They're rebuilding this partnership now after the first over. Berkey bowled a really good over. Now these last 2 overs, they're just starting to take command here, and you can just see New South Wales dropping off in the field with their enthusiasm as well. Good calling. Excellent. Really important that the batters are watching each other, because in this environment there's a lot of noise, so it's very hard to hear the calls. Even though you've still got a call, you've got to make certain that you're watching your partner before you just take off for your run.
Well, last ball of the over, so again they'll start an over on 3rd ball now. An opportunity for New South Wales. No doubt Queensland will be sitting at their hotel watching this with great interest.
And they're going to bowl Hunt again, and I reckon he's going to bowl a big off-cutter first ball.
Well, you've watched enough to predict that. Have NQ done the same?
We'll just get the odds from Sportsbet and put our little wager on, and we'll be okay.
I'm a Cricket Australia employee, mate. I can't bet on cricket. Here is Hunt. Bowled a brilliant first over. It's 3rd ball.
Oh, no, I was wrong. He's bowled the outswinger. Maybe he should have bowled the cutter. Because that's the ball that took those 3 wickets. He bowled 3 cutters and all 3 were successful. I guess that's what I try and teach when I'm coaching 16s this year and opens in the end. You know, if you're beating someone with a type of delivery, just keep bowling it.
Yeah.
There's just no reason to change it. And I've seen it a lot in this tournament. They've beaten someone with 2 balls. Then on the 3rd ball, they bowl something completely different.
Yeah.
It baffles me why they do that.
The dot. And especially because a lot of 3rd ball options, people try and go full and wide.
Yep.
And I understand the strategy, but that's actually very difficult to execute.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And like, I'm coaching juniors at the moment, and like I said, I don't care if you tell the batsman what you're going to bowl. You've beaten him twice with that ball. Bowl it again.
Yeah.
Great shot.
Another 2 to the tally.
What I like about this partnership, they haven't panicked with the dot balls. You know, they lost a wicket in the first over, but their calling has been brilliant since then. great
shot again into the backcourt.
Just a little bit overpitched and took the full advantage of it.
Yeah, 4 handy runs for NQ and moved the score to 40. One ball remains in the partnership.
Now the batters really need to watch each other here. You don't want any mix-up with the calling.
Oh, and it almost was one. Oh, no. They were looking for another one, but disinterest at the non-strikers end, and that closes the partnership. 24 runs from it, and they've moved to 40, so still looking reasonably competitive here as we see Chechi and Council come to the crease for North Queensland. You're watching the over 35 men's prelim final between North Queensland and New South Wales, the final game of semi-final day here at the 2023 Australian Masters Indoor Cricket Championships. I'm Cameron Walter, and with me is Wayne Fontana, the coach of the Australian 35 side. What are your thoughts so far, Wayne?
Well, New South Wales, Berkey and Hunt have both bowled their allotment of 2 overs, as has Janda. Now, you know, they're in their better, that's their better, like they're their main bowlers. So this partnership here, as long as they get their calling right, these guys could look at possibly taking advantage of the rest of the bowling coming through. And Messi is bowling his second over as well. So, you know, Taylor hasn't bowled yet. And, you know, bowling's not his strength. And Qureshi hasn't bowled yet either.
And we just see the New South Wales captain having a chat to the umpire, I believe, about the condition of the ball. So what are we? We're the 9th over. I think if the ball's replaced at this point, it's innings old ball. So
is that right?
Yeah, I think so. There's a point at which instead of getting a new pill, they get an innings old one. I don't know what that point is. I can never remember, and I've been corrected just about every time I bring it up. So I won't try and tell you. But,
I will say though, the balls have improved immensely. You know, with the last carnival that we had, like with the batch that they had, the balls were going soft very quickly. This carnival, they're lasting to they're swinging and cutting, even going into the last pair.
Well, credit to Burley Seacombe, the official ball partner. And you just see Hunt getting some work here at the back. And we're just seeing the seam here. The seam's falling apart, but the ball is staying in the game. It's I
would see that. If I was the bowling attack, I'd be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, the ball could spit off that. So here we go. Messier to bowl his second over.
Good start.
Yeah, it's a surprising decision to keep that ball the game. That
I have to admit, if I was batting, I'd want that ball changed.
Yeah. Well, just off the field there, it'll be a single. Daniel Taylor did take the ball over and show the North Queenslanders, so yeah.
Well, it had a big seam there. We saw it ourselves, Cameron. The seam was protruding out.
Driven into the backcourt for 4. It's hit the stumps. Oh, given! That is a rough call. Council was well and truly home for mine.
Yeah, that's a rough call, mate.
That's 9-run turnaround. Council cannot believe it.
Yeah, and in the game, that's at this stage of the game, that's a big call. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, as you can see on the replay there.
Yeah, that's what the DRS is invented for.
Council is still in utter disbelief. Look, I don't know that it was that terrible a call, but it certainly wasn't out. Well, I mean, I'm saying, Wayne, that I don't know that it's a terrible enough call that Council was carrying on as long as he did.
Yeah, I think it was, mate. Sorry, rookie. I think you're a good umpire, mate, but that was just, we all have them, mate.
Yeah, but look.
Even Steve Smith drops a sitter, mate.
Yeah, it's true.
So, you know.
I guess what I would like to have seen from Council is, okay, get your theatrics out of the way, but now just get back to batting, all right? You know, you don't need to be standing there at the non-strikers end with your shoulders down and your head back.
Yeah.
You know, get back in the game, mate. So I guess that's all I'm saying. And it looks now as if we are going to see the ball replaced.
I guess, but it's a cutthroat game, right? He's played a great shot. They're taking momentum away from New South Wales, and then you get a 9-run turnaround.
Oh, yeah. Look, the explanation for the way he was carrying himself was abject disappointment, no question. And Shane Rook has come down from the stand and is coming to the court to have a look at the ball.
Yeah, they need to change him.
Yeah, it's got to be changed. Yeah. He's taken it and he's headed.
I'm just surprised that New South Wales are actually showing him the ball, unless the seams come apart now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it may well have. And Shane Rook, well, he's gone for a walk all on his lonesome down back towards the counter to get another ball. And I don't know, maybe one of the viewers at home will know better than I about whether or not it's going to be a new pill or an innings-old pill. Yeah,
it wouldn't be a new pill at this stage.
Yeah, so
halfway through, it'd have to be an inning. What they'll do is they'll grab the whatever looks like the best conditioned ball at the end of the games, because obviously they all vary.
Well, I'm not sure that much assessment goes into it. I think the rule is simply black and white. It's an innings-old ball. There's nothing about trying to find a ball that's... Yeah, I mean, common sense should apply, you would think, but...
Well, the 35s is the highest level in the Masters, right? So you would think they'd go through the balls. And I would suggest they're probably going to have a look maybe at the balls that the ladies have just played with, because obviously with the men they put a lot more into the ball with strength and that. So maybe those balls are in a better condition, because the girls obviously might look after it a little bit better as well.
Yeah. Well, he's coming back with a different ball. And it'll be interesting to see what New South Wales' response is to it. Looks like the feed we've got, the image is frozen. I'm not sure if that's the case for you at home, and if so, you can still hear us. But we'll carry on as if you can.
Is it a new one? Mess, new?
Just having a conversation with a player. So we're about to get back underway. The response is that it's sort of new. Again, I'm not sure if your image is frozen, so I'm going to treat it as if it is, and hopefully you can still hear us. There's one ball left in the 9th over. Messier will get us back underway now. Oh, an opportunity. The ball upish on the offside net, falls just out of reach of Norville, and they get through for 2 runs, 4 runs off that over.
Now the captain Taylor's coming on to bowl here, Daniel Taylor. Bowls little right arm offie cutters, and he'll try and tuck them up just on the hip. Two on the leg side, so his aim is just take pace off the ball and try and hit him just in the hip.
Good
now you'll notice
fielding.
The field they've got, Karen, it's not a regulation field because he bowls at a slower pace. They just have one guy on the leg side, and the second leg side field is right up just protecting the 3 line, and they drop their normal sweep on the leg side line back onto the yellow line there for the straight drive.
Yeah. And please, the picture for our viewers hasn't frozen. It's only us here as we see Taylor get the wicket. Comes up with the goods for his team. That's a huge wicket, that is. Back to 0, this partnership. That's bowled him, surely. What?
That's the Karma Train's comeback.
Surely that was out.
The Karma Train's comeback.
That's played on.
Yep. Maybe that's just the Karma Train's just looked after council there for the one that he was given out previously.
Yeah. I can't believe that. Got away with one. North Queensland.
Bowling very intelligently here, Taylor. Council wants to give himself room, and he's just bowling that nice length, and the ball's just stopping on him.
2 to come in the over for the New South Wales captain. Driven. Oh, it's a misfield. It'll just be a single, though.
You see that field that they set? That's why they set that field exactly just for that. New South Wales do that in the opens too.
Backed away. Oh, and a direct hit. It's another run out. New South Wales on fire in the field. And gee, it's not going the way for North Queensland now.
And that was a very good decision.
Yes, it was. No mistake this time. -3 on the board for this pair. They've still got 2 overs to come, but it's all New South Wales at the moment.
Oh, they're losing their way now.
Still time for this pair to get back to 20. 2 overs left. They can get back to 20. They'll get back on track.
Taylor's bowled a very, very intelligent over then. And we've got Jared Lewis bowling his first over. He bowls little outswingers.
Oh, look, we've been critical of that decision from Rourke, and of course Andrew Potts, the peanut gallery umpire, has set a freeze frame. Oh, there's a direct hit out. Well. There's another out. Check out the freeze frame, Fonts.
Oh, well, maybe we were wrong then.
Yeah,
mate.
we're totally wrong. Totally harsh. I'm going to have to buy Shane a beer later. Thank you, Potsy.
But was that the actual run out, or was that the one after?
Oh, who knows?
Potsy could be setting us up.
Yeah, he could be. Well, no doubt about that last one. Another great run out for New South Wales. They're taking control here in this third partnership.
Oh, well bowled. So those little cutters are troubling these pair and taking the pace off the ball as well. Mitch Hines has done a great job with these boys this week. Like, they've come, the way he's rotated the players, just their performances, you know, all week they've been steady. You know, both games against Queensland, they were in those games. They just didn't win the critical moments. You know, he's done a very, very good job. And to sit this one out, to be the coach, huge kudos.
Where is he? I can't see him on the sideline. He must be the other side of the camera position here at the back of the court. Surely he's here at the centre.
Yeah, he's sitting just behind the cameraman over there.
Yeah, good. 2 balls left in the 11th. Oh, it's out. Chechi not impressed, and I'm not sure. I don't think I am very tolerant of him screaming from the back end. He's quite fortunate that Shane Rourke didn't see him do that, because he should be penalised for that sort of behaviour. That's completely unacceptable at the national level.
Yeah, no, totally agree there.
Yeah, carried on like a pork chop. 1 to come. Driven straight back to Lewis, and it'll be a dot to finish. New South Wales in control. -10 for this partnership.
And then they're trying to hit their way out of it now.
Well, what would your instructions be where you're coaching NQ at this point? There's 5 overs left in the match, in their innings. What do you do?
Mate, this over, don't get out. Try and get between 6 and 10 runs. Let our last pair go in where the fielding side's not still up and about. You know, a 1 over in indoor cricket's a long time. You know, that way if your last pair can come out and play, say they get 25-30, you've got 60 on the board and you're alive till the last pair.
Yeah.
You just never know.
Here's Norville, last over to the partnership. Oh, another direct hit this time. Chechi home.
You got to love this game. That's just good indoor cricket. Well bowled. He's hit the ball well. Excellent fielding, and he's run through the line. This is the best form of cricket to watch at the highest level, I believe. And the hardest job is the bloke in the chair.
Yeah. Certainly commentating is the easiest of all the roles in play at the moment.
And Cam, as I said off air, mate, you do a great job. What you did with that Masters game where there was no commentary and the effort that you put into that and putting a voice to it, mate, there's made a lot of indoor cricketers very happy, mate. Sensational work.
Thank you, sir. Oh, what an absolute screamer of a catch. That is unbelievable from Norville off his own bowling.
And the big fella's got down there and taken a blinder.
Full stretch to his left.
And you can hear the crowd. I think they're appreciative of that as well. That might be after a few beers.
Oh, for sure. That is a belter of a catch, folks. Soak that one up. It's going the way of New South Wales, left, right and centre here.
It's gone straight into the big mitts of Norville.
Oh, you got to take that after Norville took the other one, don't you?
Yeah, look, Hunty's had a pretty good game, mate. I wouldn't be too hard on him just quietly.
I'll let him get away with that, I think. So one ball remaining in the pair. Oh, another wicket. Norville. Chechi plays on. It's a negative 13 partnership, and New South Wales, well, they are in the box seat here. They've destroyed that third pair.
Well, it's interesting. We were talking about it before, and I was saying that they've bowled all their main bowlers, and they've got their slower bowlers coming on, and because they've taken the pace off the ball, that might have been the plan before the actual game, watching these guys during the week, because it's clearly worked with that third batting pair.
Definitely.
And I think Qureshi's coming for his first over.
Yeah, he'll bowl 2 overs to the final pair.
Now, I know Taylor's the captain and Heinze's the coach, so maybe they've been watching this game a lot, from their perspective with their attacks, and they've come up with a game plan. And if that's the case, that's excellent coaching.
Yeah. Giannis grabs 2 to start. The first over from Qureshi.
Yeah. Kyle's had a really good week, as has Fisher. These two have batted well in most of the games that they've played.
And he did do that here. 30 wouldn't go astray. Oh, leading edge, full safe. An opportunity at the top too. But Fisher gets home. Giannis gets home, rather.
I think Kyle's Reece Denis's brother.
Yes. Fisher scored the first runs. I gave them to Giannis. So Fisher for 2, then Giannis
Great
for
shot.
2. And then Fisher finds the back court for 4. They need every one of those.
That's a beautiful shot. And they say that indoor cricket, Rex, isn't good for your batting sometimes. I don't care what level you play, that's just a beautiful shot.
Well, I think one of the things that the benefits of batting in indoor cricket is learning to time the ball just in a different way. You're timing it so that you hit the ball earlier in your stroke.
There are so many advantages, Cameron. The fact is you've got to play the ball under your eyes. So you learn to play the swinging ball better than any other outdoor cricket. What other environment are you going to bat under pressure like this and face a swinging ball?
It's third ball now. Into the skipper. Through for a single to bring the over to an end. 9 runs from it. A good one there for NQ.
Great over. And you also learn to bat under pressure. It can set you up. So once you get in a situation where you're playing a different form of cricket at outdoor level, you're not feeling that intensity that you get that you can hear. So there's so many benefits to your overall game. And like I said, this is just another form. You got 2020 Test, one-day cricket, and now this is it's a different version of cricket. It's just on a smaller field. Still the same skill sets.
14th over now. It'll be the New South Wales captain, Daniel Taylor. Starts with a wide.
So if they can come out with 30, we'll get the score around 60, allows them to stay alive at least until the last pair.
Yep. Totally. Falling on the legs. Giannis can't get it away.
And in the 6-ball over game, if you can keep taking wickets, it's very, very hard to get on top, as a batting side to score. So this pair can just find a way to get the score to 60.
Oh, very lucky. I thought he'd played that around his body onto the stumps there. Instead, it'll be third ball. Score has to change. The single, played backward of square. 2 balls remain in the 14th.
Taylor slowing the game down, making the batsman wait. Great shot.
Yeah, grabs 3. Fisher.
Fisher's using his height really well to come down on the ball. That's twice he's hit it through the offside, over onto the 3 line.
It's well played from Dearness to close out the over. 2 runs off that delivery. 17 on the board for the pair. They've fought back to 44. They need 2 big overs here, NQ. Hopefully for their cause to get past 60 runs.
So then we're going to have Qureshi again here. Just interesting, he's bowling the 12th and then the 14th. Sorry, the 12th
13th and the 15th.
13th and 15th, yeah.
You don't see it often.
No.
But, you made the point that perhaps this is deliberate tactics. Stop ball.
Great shot.
2 runs.
Just waited on that nicely.
Absolutely.
It's an easy game when you can do that.
That must be why I find it so difficult.
That's a very good change of pace.
Driven straight to hands. Doesn't take it cleanly, Hunt, but saves runs.
Yeah, he's a big presence there. It's hard to get it past him.
It'll be third ball now.
Taylor just slowing the game down. Leading his side well today.
I am not at all surprised by that. Oh, that's a great shot.
Another great shot.
Yeah, there's been 3 of them from Fisher.
He just waits on
runs.
it and uses his height so nicely.
Yeah. 1 to come now.
Yeah, well played.
Oh, there's a chance there for Taylor who needed the hit.
For the game, we really need this last over for the North Queensland to not lose a wicket, get the score 60 plus, and then...
And look, 60 plus is certainly going to take some defending,
of course it is.
Wayne, against New South Wales, who've put on 100 plus scores against NQ in the past.
It does, but, if you can just get on top of that one pair, Cameron, and 6 ball overs...
Well, that's all that's happened here, right? I mean, that first pair had that over where they lost 3 wickets. That the third pair has obviously... suffered 5 or 6 wickets to be negative 13.
So 6 overs of indoor cricket.
Yeah. Massive difference.
2 of Hunt's overs, 2 of Taylor's overs have made a big difference to this whole game.
Yeah.
Because there was 3 wickets in both of their first overs.
Here's Lewis, final over the innings.
Great shot. That's really well bowled.
Yeah, made him look quite uncomfortable there.
Yeah. He's just got the right length. It's stopped on him and it's cut back nicely.
Was ready for it that time, Fisher, but it is another dot.
So we're on our third ball here. New South Wales have executed the third ball really well in this game so far.
Off the legs, they get through for a single. 2 balls remain in the innings. Can they get to 60?
I'd love to see 2 and 2 here, just for the game. One
single, yeah. Again, Taylor in the game, needed the hit.
This pair's done a great job. You can see they've taken all the momentum away from the fielding side. And they're hopefully giving their side a little bit of a chance. But this last ball's critical.
Full. Oh, there's a chance at the keeper's end. Dennis is on the deck. They get 2 off that last delivery, perhaps fortuitously, and finish on 58. And that has been some performance from the men from New South Wales, keeping NQ to 58. And, well, they'll only need 59 to advance to tomorrow's final in the 35 men's division. Thanks for your company late in the day, folks, as we continue our coverage of the 2023 Australian Masters Indoor Cricket Championships live from Palmerston Indoor Sports Centre here in the Northern Territory. I'm Cameron Walter alongside the Australian 35s coach in Wayne Fontana. And Wayne, how good is it to be back in the NT?
Oh, I love the NT. Yeah. I've really enjoyed my week. I've been able to do some things in the morning and got to hold a crocodile, which I thought I'd never ever do. And got watch. Obviously went on the river, and I always thought the NT was going to be a lot of red dust, but it's such a beautiful place to come.
Oh, absolutely. Darwin in particular.
Oh, Darwin's sensational. I'm actually staying in Darwin, and when the earthquake hit the other night on the 16th floor, and the bed was shaking for a good 30 seconds, and
that would have been a bit trippy.
That was a little bit of an experience, yes. I'm glad that it was miles away, the earthquake, and not any closer.
So, folks, the final innings about to come up. We'll take you through the schedule for tomorrow. We hope you can join us for the final day of the Masters Championships. It all kicks off from 8 a.m. Australian Central Standard Time. Queensland up against the Australian Capital Territory in the 45 men's. That's a replay of last year's grand final. Then at 10 a.m, the 40 men. Queensland up against Western Australia. Same again in the 50s. Queensland up against Western Australia. In the 30 women's, it's Victoria up against South Australia. And to close out the carnival from 4 p.m, Australian Central Standard Time, Queensland up against the winner of this preliminary final. So we do hope you can join us for another exciting day of Masters Indoor Cricket action live from 8 a.m. tomorrow.
Now this is interesting because Burke usually bats with Greg Hunt.
He's batting with Qureshi to open the innings.
Well, if I was North Queensland, I would be saying we've got them. They've got to get them. There's no tomorrow. Let's bowl good areas. And when it's our turn with momentum, let's just try and make the most of it.
Yeah, see what they can jag.
Yeah.
New South Wales took a couple of screamer wickets. There's no reason NQ can't do the same.
And if you can burn one pair, the game becomes alive.
Yeah, well, that's what happened to North Queensland.
Cole Dennis getting around, geeing up his teammates. You know, you're out there with your 8 mates. Last game of the tournament. If you don't play well, have some fun.
So McDade's going to open the bowling for North Queensland. Burke and Qureshi at the crease, and we're underway. A chance at the top already. The throw's a bit high and given.
Yes, great fielding.
And the wicket off the first ball.
That's the perfect start, isn't it? Now McCade bowls good outswingers. He also bowls good cutters with a new ball. That's the perfect start.
Yeah, you can't argue with that. Follows it up with a wide.
You've just beaten the guy with a perfect outswing and got him out. Why would you bowl the change-up?
Well, different batsman, but...
Yeah. You've hit the length with that type of delivery. Why would you change it?
Opportunity again. The throw could have gone either way. It went to the top and it was wide.
I don't care if you've got 6 deliveries in your arsenal. If you're bowling one well and it's working, don't change it.
Yeah, yep. Don't disagree.
Great
shot from Burke. Hits a 3.
That's what you like to
Springs.
See. You know, even with the first wicket, it wasn't a bad shot. It was just an excellent bit of fielding. The ball was flat, so it obviously gave him an opportunity. But then he's corrected it and got it up nice and high. Good batting.
Driven into the back court. 4 runs. Qureshi's not going to muck around. 1 to come in the over.
Geez, he hit that sweet.
Well, that wicket off the first ball's a distant memory already.
It is, isn't it? Nice change up then.
And well weighted by Burke. Single finished the over, 7 runs from it. And the run chase is underway. Bit of everything that over.
It was. That was a sensational shot by Qureshi. Especially second ball he's faced. So we've got Jason Scherf to bowl here. He bowls little cutters, comes off 3 or 4 paces, gets a little bit of bounce with his height. And the quicker outswing is his change-up.
Just off the body, keeps it off the net. 1 run to
Interesting, you've
Burke.
got 2 left-handers batting together. What do you think of that, Cameron?
Oh, look, it wouldn't be my first preference. It's always good to try and mix it up so the bowler can't get comfortable bowling a particular line. Yeah,
that's a good run out there.
Yeah, a bit of confusion. Qureshi wandering out of his crease and North Queensland pounce.
Well, it allows you someone who's going to move the ball away. He's bowling to 2 lefties. So like you said, it allows you to get your zone that you want to attack.
Right. Yeah. Look, one of the only benefits, I think, is that, you know, left-handers are less common than right-handers. I mean, that's a fact. So bowlers their plans will usually be, what am I going to bowl to this right-hander? And they don't have an option to do it at all.
Yeah, I was wondering your thoughts. Great shot.
It's a good response from Qureshi.
Great response. I think if you're going to bat 2 left-handers together, you do it opening, because that's when the ball swings the most. And you generally have the quicker bowlers that like to bowl outswingers. But I'd still prefer to have left, right, because it just increases the opportunity to get those extra deliveries bowled at you.
Yeah, and it means the field's moving every ball. People can't get comfortable one side of the court, all of that stuff. But working so far for New South Wales. They've lost 2 wickets, but they've played some positive cricket in response. Burke got run out and he banged up 3 on the offside. Qureshi got run out and he smacked it to the back court for 5.
Well, he's hit the back net twice, hasn't he?
Yeah. 1 to come in the second over.
Well bowled.
Brings the over to an end. Scores on 12.
See, they've taken 2 wickets in 12 balls, but New South Wales, with their positive batting, have still been able to hit the scoreboard. So, you know, there's a lot of times you wouldn't have taken a wicket, and after 2 overs, the score would still be 12.
It's one of the things that frustrates me as a spectator, let alone back when I was coaching, is cricket is not taking advantage of bad balls, being too careful.
Yep.
And what that does is it means that when they lose that wicket, and you will lose a wicket, right? The damage is greater.
Yeah.
If there's a ball there to hit, punish it. You know, you lost 2 wickets, you're still on 12, as you say, and it's because of positive cricket. Here's Fisher, starts with a wide.
I always work out that, every side you play against as a coach and you're planning, there's always 2 or 3 bowlers that's not their strength. So you don't have a licence to go silly, but you tell your batters, we're going to play good or positive, aggressive cricket against those 6 overs.
Yep.
And then you've got the other end where you've got 2 gun bowlers, and
You can go a little bit into your shell.
You don't lose a wicket.
Yeah.
Don't care if you only come out with 2 or 3. Don't let them get momentum. And when you do that, the scoreboard ticks over.
Absolutely. And a wicket's just not as damaging. It just isn't.
Especially in 6-ball over games.
Yeah. Oh, again, it's out. That's twice. Qureshi's wandered out of the crease. Just a little bit of inexperience there, I think.
Yeah.
And another wicket for NQ.
He needed to keep his ground and look at his partner and see what was happening. Yeah, whereas he's just taken off and not looked at all.
Yeah.
And that's just inexperience.
Absolutely. The call from Burke was there straight away.
Yep.
No. But still a run out. And NQ, good enough to execute.
And that's what I was talking about earlier. You've got to look at your partner. You can't just rely on calling because you cannot hear him when it gets loud.
Driven, should have been out. Dennis left the stumps. It's hard not to do that.
Yeah, it's very hard not to do that.
Your instinct is to follow the ball.
The one player I've seen do that the best, where he's disciplined and goes to the stumps every time, is Vinesh Bennett.
Absolutely.
You never see him go up. He says, that's your job to stop it. I'm here to get the receiving.
No, it's a no ball. Wait for the call. Front foot, no ball. There, for mine, the most unforgivable no ball in indoor cricket then.
Yeah,
You're coming in off, 4 steps? You should not be stepping on that line.
Do you like the fact that touching that line's a no ball, or do you think it should be like outdoor cricket where it's actually over the line?
Just watch this delivery, the last ball of the over. And 2 runs to Burke to finish it. It's a practical rule that, Wayne, it'd be impossible for an umpire in that position to adjudicate the other way.
Yeah.
So there's no way they can see behind the heel of the bowler to see whether there's anything behind that line. So that's just a pragmatic rule, that one.
Yeah, it's just because it does change the laws of cricket, that we normally identify. The other one is like LBW if the ball pitches outside leg.
Yeah.
If you don't play a shot in indoor cricket, bad luck.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, as long as it's hitting the stumps.
Yeah.
And, again, I think that's a pragmatic rule just from where the umpire is, 10 feet in the air, plus their own height. Very difficult for them to apply the usual rules of LBW.
They're just interesting ones for conversations, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely.
So, this is the 4th over?
Yes, 4th over. It's going to be Steger to bowl it.
He's another one that bowls the cutters. North Queensland need to get a wicket here. Without stating the obvious.
Well, sometimes that's our job, mate.
I guess looking as a coach, I look at the partnerships.
Yeah.
And I say, well, okay, we've got to burn one pair, but we have to beat one of the other pairs as well because the negative 13 is not going to happen. So...
Drop ball. North Queensland, of course, one of 2 regional teams at the tournament this year, Northwest and Western Australia.
Yes.
Debuting at the national level.
Yeah, they...
in the 40s.
In the 40s? They had a tough week, but they had a great time.
Yeah, what's the genesis of that side?
Well, Tanya and Travis' group, they moved up into the Northwest, and obviously they were involved in WA indoor cricket in a big way. Wanted to be involved again, and did a lot of work with ISWA. Ty Hope's president of ISWA and Christian White, and between the two of them, with Tanya and Scroopy, they got the Northwest team up and running.
Yeah, fantastic to see.
It's a bit like Tasmania coming back into the Opens. We want to see these teams come in and play our sport.
Definitely. Final ball of the partnership. Well, it won't be. The leg side, they'll have it again.
See Berkey pointing in the air. He says, we're only going to go if we hit it up. Otherwise, stay there. Great shot.
2 runs to finish, 23 for the opening pair. They lost a couple of wickets. Well, 3 I think it was, and still 23 on the board again. That goes back to what we were saying, Wayne. You play positive cricket around those wickets, you're still going to post a reasonable total. And in pursuit of just 58, 23 is a fantastic opening partnership for New South Wales.
What I like, though, is Phil Burke took ownership of that partnership. He was in control of the calling. He was talking to Qureshi, and even when he got out that first ball he faced, his third ball was really positive, and, full credit to him.
Yeah, definitely. So Greg Hunt at the crease now with his captain, Daniel Taylor.
Yeah. Now, this will be their strongest pair, so...
Looking to ice the game early.
I'd say so, yeah.
These two put on 30 and it's game over. McDade going to bowl his second over.
Yeah, he bowls outies and cutters again.
Starts with the leg side.
Greg Hunt's a good bat. He's got the down up nice, but he also, if they lay over pitch, he'll whack it.
Down up.
He's had a really good week, Greg. Good shot. Daniel Taylor's a very solid, compact bat. His all-around game's very good, and today he's excelled with the ball. And I'd say that's probably the weak link in his armour. But he used the conditions and his change-ups very well today. Great shot.
Advances and sent into the backcourt for 4. Didn't have to hit it too hard. That was all just placement, Wayne.
Yeah. No, like I said, he's a quality outdoor bat. Played a high level in Sydney grade cricket. And you can see that's when the ball's over pitch, you can see that comes to fruition. He'll be really important against Queensland. They complement each other nicely here. Tails just turns it off, turns it around, nudges it around, and Hunty will give it a whack when it's over pitched. It's a good combination.
Final ball of the over.
Makes it very difficult to bowl that length because you can't bowl the same length to both of them.
Oh, good use of the feet and a quality shot. It down up 2, I believe. It was the front court side of that 3 line. Great over, 14 runs to start for New South Wales' second pair.
They're both different heights, so you've got to bowl different lengths, but they both bat so differently. So for the bowler, every time you're coming on the bowl, you really need to have your game plan and you need to know what length you have to bowl because you have to bowl differently to the both of them. If you bowl the same thing, one's going to get on top of you.
Surf?
Yeah, surf.
Surf to bowl. It's the 6th over. We're back underway. Advances again straight to the fielder this time. And it's out at the keeper's end. Great piece of fielding from Chechi.
Just overcommitted, but he was using his feet coming down, so at this time of the carnival, maybe at the beginning he might have got there, mate.
Well,
I don't think Hunty's got a quick turning circle, though.
No, it was a valiant dive to try and make good his ground. I suspect it must have been a bouncing bat. He's lost his wicket. Driven, flat, but in the gap.
I always remember being a shorter player and batting with Will Badger one day, and he just said, mate, if you hit it, I'm going. There's no turning.
Yep, fair enough, Badge.
Great shot.
Easy runs there.
Yeah. They can't afford that. They really got to try and make New South Wales play every ball because they've got to take wickets.
Just didn't quite get it in the hand, Dearness. Quick release there would have been interesting. One to come in the 6th over.
Great shot. Nice and solid, Daniel Taylor.
Yeah, they move to 19 runs with 2 overs remaining in the partnership. Just getting closer and closer to victory here. They're 17 runs away and lots of time to do it. NQ have got to find something special here.
Yeah, they do. Look,
Yeah, 2 or 3 wicket over, something like that.
New South Wales have just been a lot more disciplined, mate. Unfortunately, North Queensland, like I said, they were building, and I honestly thought, like, with the first 2 overs, they were set for a big game today. But then introduced Greg Hunt, and they didn't recover from there.
So Council will bowl over number 7.
He's got a bit of pace.
Swatted away for 2 from Taylor.
This is his first over, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe it is.
I'm surprised they're leaving him this late. Because he's got a little bit of zip. Well, I would have used him with the newer ball, I reckon. Oh, well bowled, well played. Good understanding there. Taylor's watching him as well as listening to the call. There's no chance of a mix-up.
That's such good positioning. What a shot for
That's
3.
a great shot, yeah.
Oh.
Just using his height to the advantage and leans on it beautifully.
Absolutely.
Because it wasn't that bad a ball.
No,
it was actually a pretty decent seed.
An angle of the bat as well.
Yeah.
Just sensational batting. Well, that'll be a no ball.
That's a no ball. Good call. And that's probably the hardest one for the umpire to call too, when you're standing up there.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you're looking down. That's a very good call by Rookie.
Rookie, not because he's new, but because his surname is Rook.
Of course. And if we did get that one wrong, Cameron, Rookie, I apologise profusely right now.
Oh, mate, no.
But
You don't need to apologise.
But I still think Potsy set us up.
No, they love that, the umpires. They love it if we stitch them up and they come back at us with a freeze frame. And why not too? They've got enough. Their job's tough enough as it is without us commentators getting it wrong.
I've got no doubt. I'm no doubt there's a message there saying Salvatore from Potsy. You've got that one wrong.
So they've moved to 32, this pair. Looking the goods. They're just 4 runs away from going in front of NQ's score. 1 over left in the partnership.
Yeah, look, this is where they've put their best batting partnership together to kill the game in the second pair. And geez, they've batted well, these two. But they need to finish it off. They really do. No point doing it for 3 overs. You've got to do it for all 4.
Well, I mean, that's the other thing for New South Wales here. Okay, looking like they'll win this game. They've got a grand final tomorrow. They've got to go into that well cooked, and I don't mean done. I mean ready to go.
Yeah, no, and nothing better than going into a game with some form.
Yeah, exactly.
Queensland undefeated, but look, that doesn't mean they win tomorrow.
No. I think we saw 2 Queensland sides undefeated lose the grand final last year. I know that one was undefeated until the final. I'm not sure about the other. So, yeah, I mean, it happens.
Well, all the pressure's on Queensland tomorrow because they're expected to win. So whoever wins this game today, which it looks like being New South Wales, they go in with a free pass.
Yeah, the underdog. Yeah.
Of course you are.
Yeah.
And then, if they can just extract momentum for 4 overs and make it a damaging 4 overs like this game, they're every chance to knock them off.
Yeah. Played in the air, finds the back net for 4.
Oh, no.
Thinking about another one, but
yeah, but you never think when you've hit the back net and you've scored a 4 or a 5. Why would you run it out? Why would you risk the 10-run turnaround?
Well, only if you were chasing. If you're behind in the game. New South Wales, they go ahead with that shot. 3 to come now.
The situation this game's in right now, there's just no reason why you'd take the second run.
No. I think a little bit of that was instinct. Yeah, the opportunity was there, but discretion was the better part of valour.
Yeah. I tell you, Greg Hunt's going close for man of the match.
Yeah, hard to argue.
Or tails, don't be lazy.
One to come in the partnership.
Like going into the game tomorrow, if New South Wales players like Hunt...
driven to the backcourt for 4 to finish. And that's a 43-run second partnership for New South Wales. They've put them ahead in the game, and a dominant performance from their skipper, Daniel Taylor, and his partner, Greg Hunt. What a partnership that was.
That's a great knock.
Yeah.
Great knock.
As Jander and Messier come out to the crease, I'll let you finish the point you were making there.
Yeah, I was just saying, Hunt and Taylor, they've really controlled... Their performances in this game have been identical, the way they've bowled and the way they've batted. And they're both completely different players when you look at the size of them. So those two take that into the game. If two more of the New South Wales players can step up tomorrow and have good performances like that while the others just hold their stead, they're going to challenge Queensland. And like I said, I'd much rather be in New South Wales' position because at the end of the day, they're not expected to win.
Yeah. So Fisher's going to bowl. Jander and Messier at the crease. New South Wales in front. Finds 2 on the offside. We're talking about New South Wales trying to maintain some form throughout this game, even though they're going to win it. Well, North Queensland have got a job to do here as well for their state counterparts, the Queensland side.
Exactly right.
They want to put a little bit of doubt into the minds of these New South Wales players, so they've got to keep coming hard at them.
Well, Queensland have watched them all week, and look, Queensland have rotated their team really well. They've changed their batting partnerships. They've done a good job. They're undefeated. They've got 12 good players on their list. And, their timing's been perfect. Every time they've won the critical moments in games. But, like anything, you only have to beat them once. And if you beat them in the grand final...
That's what counts. You talk about they've got 12 good players. They've rotated them well, the Queensland side. It's one of the advantages Queensland often have, and it translates into these tournaments, is they're the biggest indoor cricket state. They've got the most players, the most centres, so they can bring depth.
Yeah, they've got a great pool of players to choose from, and they've got they've got a very strict structure that they follow.
Yeah.
And they do it their way. And look, they're leaders in our sport. But
have been for a while.
But they don't go and win every tournament.
No.
There's a lot to like about what they do, but every state's got their own style. Now, Queensland's got theirs, but it doesn't always win the tournament. So, I have a look at ACT. They've got some similarities in the Opens to Queensland, but they're a lot different. They play a different game altogether, and what Billy and that does with that group is fantastic. Whereas when you watch all the Queensland teams, whether it's Open or Masters, they all follow the same game plan. They all follow the same structure. And that's where Queensland cricket is very successful. Brenton Bryan does a great job, with the Open men's. And, and you can see it in every team that's coached. They're very disciplined.
Indeed. We see Chechi bowling the 10th over. Starts with a wide.
I'd like to see North Queensland be in the Opens again because they've got the player pool. And it would give us 8 teams playing Opens again at the highest level.
Yeah.
Well, good work there.
I think, and you're testing my memory here, this is back when there was a high-performance committee for indoor cricket. I was on it, but my recollection of the thought process behind NQ and any other non-state team in Opens, just watch this delivery, was there's certainly a willingness to have them, but that side can't be a second 11.
Yeah.
So the way that the Queensland structure works was you have to be available for Queensland, and if you don't make it, you can go and play for NQ.
Yep.
And we weren't prepared to have a state side or a side at the elite, the top level, play on that basis.
Yeah, I understand that, but you've got, like I could tell you, you've got a lot of very good indoor cricketers playing in Queensland that would form another very, very competitive team, and it's better for the sport overall. That's just my thoughts.
Yeah, look, I could probably be swayed either way. I'm just trying to convey what the thinking was. The idea, you know, we would, at the time, it's not really me anymore. There's one ball to come, and put away for 2. The thinking at the time was Cricket Australia would accept any NQ and support a team like even in Northwest WA, mate. Teams like that, but they. It'd be on the basis that they're a first 11. I know 11 doesn't really mean a lot in indoor cricket, but that you make yourself available for that state, you get selected for that team rather than state, and that's it. It's not to play NQ. You first have to be available for Queensland, and Queensland Cricket at the time weren't willing to proceed on that basis, and that's why NQ. And look, I noticed some commentary on Facebook, people saying they don't want us. Now, that's probably a kind of a black and white summation of what I've given a slightly more nuanced position.
Yeah, I guess, look, I have a look at this Masters. Ellis is coming right now. I really liked his week. He bowls little sliders and he's got the leggy. Like, it's one of the few points of difference in the 35s. He's had a really good week with the ball. I'm actually surprised they've left him this late. Just going back to it though, Cameron, I have a look at this carnival and this Masters competition, and there's a lot of Queensland players playing for other states.
Yes.
Okay.
But now, they first had to be available for Queensland to do that. Yeah.
And look, with the Open Men's in WA, we've got a Queenslander playing for us, or 2 Queenslanders playing for us, because we couldn't get the numbers.
Yep. That's a different story. I think that's a very different scenario, because that's in our sport, particularly over the last couple of years with pandemic and things like that. Centres are closing, and it's a case of trying to ensure that established states can sustain indoor cricket in their state.
Yeah.
Oh, big
nice
shot there.
Big
7 runs.
I think Janders enjoyed that. Yeah, but look, if we didn't do that, I'd have to draw players from the 22s, which then mean the 22s don't have a side.
Yeah, so that's not good for anybody.
No.
But the NQ situation is very different. It's a totally different thing to say, okay, we want to put a second 11 in, and that's what it is. I mean, yes, there are genuine NQ players here, but it's second string Queensland side. Yeah,
I guess I like I said, I'm not involved in Queensland cricket. I just look at the quality of the players that aren't playing at that level. Queensland's got a huge pool.
Yeah.
I just think it's so much better for the competition and us players playing against them if we could have an 8th team.
Well, my challenge to Queensland cricket is to not require someone to have to make themselves available for Queensland if they want to play for an NQ.
Yep.
And so that's on Queensland. It's not on anyone else. If Queensland allow NQ to be a genuine, you want to play for NQ, you go try for NQ, you do what you need to do, whatever it is, and that's where you play, then they would be playing in Opens this year.
Oh.
Yeah, so
and how
that's
good would
the challenge I made.
And how good would that be?
Yeah, well.
Look, I think Tasmania coming is sensational. You know, they're there for the second year running at Opens level. You know, we need to get it where we've got 8 teams playing at the pinnacle. Opens men's is the pinnacle of our sport. And you've got so many quality cricketers in Queensland not playing. That should be at that level.
Yeah, and it just comes down to... And look, my information's not current. I'm talking about a decision made probably, 6 years ago. It may even be longer than that. And yeah, again, at the time, you wanted to play for NQ, you had to be available for Queensland. I assume that's still the case. If it isn't, well, get him in.
Well, I've looked at guys like Hamish Chapman, you know. He's not playing in any team this year, and he's a really good indoor cricketer.
Yep.
You know, Adrian Laskew's playing for us. He wouldn't be playing. You know, Chris Dixon's playing for us. He wouldn't be playing. You know, it's just...
Yeah, but again, all of those are people that have to be available for Queensland first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
You know. Sorry for going off the lead. We're just trying to bit of entertainment with the score in this game.
Well, I think it's an important discussion. It's obviously fairly emotionally charged one for some of our spectators, but again, I think everyone's supportive of particularly at a state the size of Queensland, that second team. It's just got to be that you don't have to be available for Queensland first.
Yeah.
Yeah, if that happens, then it changes tomorrow.
Well, if it happens in Masters...
Well, Masters is different. It's not the top level.
Yeah.
And look, there's no doubt that over comes to an end. New South Wales continuing on their charge here. 100 runs on the board after that partnership and a 34-run partnership. Norville and Lewis coming out to bat and close out the innings here and book their spot in the final.
All New South Wales want to do now with this last pair is get through the next 4 overs with no injuries. And then it'll be a decision for them to make as whether Mitch Hines plays tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or do they leave it the same?
Oh, we'll see. Look, let's just round out that argument. I can say right now, I'd be fully supportive of an NQ team in on the basis that of the argument I've made. I'd back NQ and any other regional team in any other state if they are their own thing. You make yourself available for that state, and sure, if you don't make them, make the side, and you go and play for the other half or whatever, or anywhere else. If I'd back that tomorrow. I'd even campaign for it, Wayne.
I just want to see these good players get an opportunity to play,
there's nothing at all wrong with what you said. I'm just setting the parameters under which I'd support such a thing. Here's Ellis.
And good on Queensland cricket. Like, I support the fact that they've cleared both Dicko and Lasky to play for WA.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Well, it's in their interest as well, right, that they're still playing at that level.
Oh, well bowled. Nice little slider. He's done that quite a lot this week. He's had a very good week, Mark Ellis.
Has indeed. I think I should point out for our spectators, including Barry. Barry, hello, mate. I'm glad you're watching. I certainly do understand issues in regional centres. It's not up to me whether or not NQ play.
And look, I'm not trying to create an argument. It's just a conversation.
Yeah,
piece.
well, I think it's a great conversation to have. I'm actually not aware of the last time that there was a genuine conversation about NQ playing at Opens. Well, here they are at the Masters. Good to see them here. They made the prelim, mate.
I just love the sport, and I've seen a lot of, obviously watching Josh grow up, and I've seen a lot of good junior indoor cricketers from Queensland play, and now they're not playing Opens anymore after 22s.
Yeah.
And there's a spot for him in the game.
The answer to that, in my view, is that you genuinely split Queensland into two, and whether that's North Queensland or Southeast. Well, I don't know what the actual geographical distribution was, but of course Queensland aren't going to agree to that because it would weaken their side.
Yeah.
One to come.
But like I said, we do appreciate the fact that they've allowed us to have those players play for our state.
Yeah, definitely. So it'll be third ball to start the next over. It's a great over there from Ellis. No runs from it.
He's had a good game, Ellis.
Yeah.
So we're going to have Council coming on to bowl again. They can be proud of their week, though, North Queensland. They've battled on.
Definitely.
They didn't have the rotations. They, player short, then a player went down. They've worked hard this tournament, so they should be very proud of the effort they've had.
It's Council.
Oh, well bowled.
Oh, and it's out.
That's good bowl.
Yeah, it's a great piece of cricket there. Norville did well to keep that out, but they probably didn't need to run.
Yeah, to be brutally honest, if I was Norville, don't be running too. I'd be telling him don't be running too hard. Just take the out, and we'll just make sure you're there tomorrow, mate.
Yeah, that's it.
You see so many hamstrings go with that one, with that little bit of extra late in the week.
Driven straight back to the receiver. Good clean hands from Fisher. And a dive from Norville.
He's committed, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely.
So he's fairly agile for a big fella because he's taken a great catch earlier on.
Yeah.
They generally give it. These two like to give it a bit of a whack, though.
Yeah, and why not? Through for two. Score back up to 98. No chance. The flick's a wild one.
I think the beers are flowing in the crowd there, Cameron. There's a little bit of a noise coming through. And we're in Darwin, why not?
Yeah, absolutely. I was off duty last night. I had a couple of cold ones. Driven
Great
at the back. Norville helps himself to 5.
That's a great shot.
Brings the over to an end.
We've got the over 50 boys sitting in the crowd, chanting Norville. Yeah, it's a shame because there's been a couple of really good finals today. The two with WA
Definitely.
in them against New South Wales both times.
Yep.
Both close games.
Some last over, last ball thrillers.
Yeah. And from my point of view, good luck to both WA sides tomorrow. The 50s have been there before, but for the 40s, fantastic to see those guys have some success. Both sides up against a formidable Queensland.
Well, Queensland in 4 out of the 5 finals tomorrow.
They do it well, mate.
Yeah.
And at Masters level, they do it really well because they always have 12 players and they rotate them well.
2 overs remain in the preliminary final. Oh, there's a chance there. Gets home.
Not fleet of foot, this partnership. So they need to call well.
Still one there.
Nice down up.
Found the net as well. 2 runs.
I heard you talking the other day about the up-downs.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I remember there was a batter that played for Queensland years ago, Webster, and he used to love the up-down, and he'd do it deliberately, plate opens.
Yeah, I keep calling it a shot out of my playbook, but joke's on me, I guess. You actually have to be able to hit the ball to hit an up-down.
Yeah. You can see why I'm not playing anymore either, Cameron. Easier to say this is how you do it than actually show them.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, it's through to the back court.
And then when I have to show them, I usually get Josh or Ricey or Blair Oakley to show the boys at training what needs to happen.
Yeah, it's probably an indictment on the sport of indoor cricket that I've played it or coached it, but yeah, that's how it goes sometimes. 1 to come in the 15th.
It's a wide ball, no?
Inside the line,
Yep.
So a dot to finish. And 1 over to come now in the day and the tournament for North Queensland. Before we see that final over unfold, I'll recap what's coming up tomorrow. The action starts from 8 a.m. local time. Queensland up against the ACT in the 45 men's grand final. Then it's Queensland again against WA in the 40 men's. Queensland and WA in the 50 men's. Victoria and South Australia in the over 30 women's. And the final match of the day will be Queensland and New South Wales in the over 35 men. So 5 amazing grand finals coming your way live from Palmerston Indoor Sports here in the Northern Territory from 8 a.m. tomorrow. Hope you can join us. And 1 over remains in this, the prelim final.
And Dearness has got the last one.
Oh, soft out. The old yes, no. And look, I tell you what, I know they're winning this game comprehensively, but I'm the coach. I don't want to see that stuff even late in this game, ahead of a grand final.
No, I get that, but I really think that
Maybe I'm just too hard.
It's being a bit hard. Everything's gone out of the game. They're having a little bit of a laugh. Yeah. Very hard to keep the intensity up when you're 60 in front. Bit different when it's a round robin because you're playing for a skin. So you got 4 games in the game, but once you go into finals, those 4 games are gone. You're just playing for the game.
Yeah, and look, I mean, it's over, and it means nothing.
That's right.
Yeah.
What I'm happy about is they're not just trying to tee off. They actually are trying to use it as batting practice.
Yes.
Which is important for tomorrow. You know, they've got a huge job against Queensland. But this has been a great little precursor for them. Great shot.
Dennis has a shot at the stubs.
They'll sleep well tonight, knowing and believing they're good enough to beat Queensland tomorrow if they execute the way they did today.
Two runs to Lewis. And 1 ball remains now in the 35 men's prelim final.
And for another time, I've got more questions to ask you on your thoughts of things, but
no.
Save that for another day.
Oh, we've got time after the game, mate. Last ball. And 2 to finish. A comprehensive victory for New South Wales. 122 to 58. They advance to tomorrow's grand final against Queensland, and what a match that will be. It's the end of the tournament for North Queensland. A big loss today, but they fought so well to make it to this game. Didn't go their way, but what a valiant team they are. Congratulations to New South Wales. Commiserations to North Queensland, but just a couple of key moments in that first innings, Wayne, where it all turned.
Yeah, well, like after the first 2 overs, you know, the opening pair of, Ellis and... Who did he bat with first? Ellis and Steger. You know, first 2 overs, they were 16. They were 18, actually, after the first 2. Then Greg Hunt came on and took 3 wickets. You know, and that just, from there, they just didn't recover.
As we see some of the highlights from the innings, and still North Queensland, even after that happened in that first pair, they put on 24. It's really the third pair where the game well and truly turned in favour of New South Wales, and Daniel Taylor doing some of the damage in that third partnership. And gee, they were on fire in the field, weren't they?
Oh yeah, look, Taylor controlled the second half, the second part of the last 8 overs with his bowling. Hunt was the main one in the first 8 because they both took 3 wickets off their first over and just controlled momentum of the game. You know, the last partnership from Dinas and Fisher, you know, that you know, that's what they needed. They needed really 3 or 4 of those. You know, they needed to get the score to 90. If they'd have got 90, the New South Wales would have made 120. It would have been a different game. But,
totally.
You know, well captained, well coached to bat Hunt and Taylor second. Yeah, they iced the game, and they both played very, very well.
You absolutely have to give credit to New South Wales for that run chase. I've talked a few times today, Wayne, about how it can sometimes actually be more difficult to chase a lower total because sides, I don't know why, but they tend to go about that run chase differently. New South Wales today did not. They batted like they were chasing 90, 100 runs, and the scoreboard speaks for itself. In particular, that middle period between over number 5 and over number 12, 77 runs in that period.
Well, that's where, you know, the opening pair, you know, Berkey, he controlled that partnership. He was batting with, you know, a more less experienced player, and you know, to come out with 23, set it up, but then their best batting partnership just iced the game with 40. You know, That's just all class.
Absolutely right, and you wouldn't have seen this because you were taking in some highlights, but the New South Wales side just formed a guard of honour for North Queensland and clapped them off the court. So great spirit there from these two sides as North Queensland's tournament ends. And as we said earlier, it's been a comprehensive victory for New South Wales. They advance to tomorrow's final. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have enjoyed our coverage. I hope in particular you've enjoyed us, well, at least an attempt to give you some insight. I don't know about the description of them being lies, but some insight into some of the actual decision-making from someone who was actually involved in the decision-making when it comes to some of the stuff that we're talking about. I hope that's useful for you and that you've enjoyed the coverage throughout today. I've certainly enjoyed bringing it to you, and can't wait for tomorrow with 5 grand finals, and no doubt you'll be watching with great interest as well. Fonts, it's going to be a tough job for you to pick that Australian side.
Oh, it is, mate. And tonight's made it even harder, mate.
Well,
it has.
Yeah, there you go. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your company throughout the day. We'll leave you with a few more highlights. Well, no, we won't. That'll be that. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your company. Wayne Fontana, thank you for yours.
Thanks,
And
Cameron.
for Sportscast Australia and for Cricket Australia, I'm Cameron Walter. Thanks for watching.